Hey, good evening. It's Wednesday, June 29th. No, welcome to Everyday Talk 24/7. It's really great to have you along. As this day draws to a close, we talked yesterday about love as a choice. And there's so many good things about that, but there's also a challenge for us. Because that means that every moment of every day, we have the opportunity to choose love. Not love in the way that the world talks about it, not love in a way that's kind of squishy and emotional, or not even love that the way somebody else determines it, but love the way that God commands us. Jesus says that the two greatest commandments are to love our God with everything that's within us and to love our neighbor as ourselves. That means that it's not up to me to determine what love is. It's up to God to determine what love is. Do we have the courage to make the choice to love as God has called us to? See, that's where the liberation is. If I love as the way somebody else wants me to love them, that's where enslavement comes from. That's where bondage comes from. That's where tension comes from in relationships. Because now somebody else is determining for me what love is. But if I can determine to love as God commands me to love, and have the faith, the vision, the courage to live for Him, to bring honor to His name, to trust God enough that if I love as He's commanded me to love, sorry, little B there, to love as He's commanded me to love, I have hope. I have a desire to do what's right because I know that I'll be doing in line with what God has called me to do. And that's the blessing of loving the way that God wants us to love. That's the hope that we have. See, when I love the way that I think is best, or when I love the way that other people want me to love, or if I love in such a way that God is not determinative for us in His Word, then I'm taking a burden on myself that I'm in no way capable of carrying. But if I take that burden, give it to God in terms of seeing obedience is the best way to love someone. See, this changes my idea of obedience from a list of rules and do's and don'ts to an opportunity to show gratitude, grace, and mercy, not only to God in terms of His goodness to me, but also to give those things to the people around me. I remove the burden from me trying to figure out what love is to letting God show me what that love is. That is such a tremendous blessing for us. A huge blessing for us. I pray that we can embrace that. Love as God has called us to love, and know the freedom of obeying Him, not in some wooden way, not in some rigid way, but where I put the burden of love on the mercy and grace of God, not on me, not on the person I'm wanting to love, but trust in God by following His Word, that if I love as I've been commanded, I know freedom, I know hope, I know peace, I know contentment. Loving the way that God has called us to love is perhaps the most freeing thing that we can do as we engage in the relationships around us. And that's just the thought for this night as it comes to a close. Thanks so much for being here. Check us out Everyday Talk 24/7. Hopefully no more bugs. I don't have to jump anything. And again, such a joy to be with you. And Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow. You have a great evening. Bye-bye.